Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. This is your latest Manchester United transfer news where we talk about all the latest United transfer news and give it that real fan opinion. Every night in my dreams I touch you, I feel you. I tell you what, Bruno Fernandes is sunk. The ship sunk last summer like the Titanic, which that was a poor Celine Dion version. Don't get me on the karaoke, but like the Titanic, there's probably more chance of the Titanic rising than the Bruno Fernandes ship rising and flying. What does a boat do? It doesn't drive. What does a boat do? Why am I so stupid? A boat ships or floats or... I'm an idiot. I can't think what a boat does. But there's more chance of the Titanic rising than there is of Bruno Fernandes' ship rising and coming to Old Trafford. But that won't stop it being our opening story today. We've got lots to talk about, but the Portuguese reports are saying that Manchester United sent a scout to watch Bruno Fernandes play against Porto recently, and that they've renewed their interest in Bruno Fernandes. Two outlets, a Record in Portugal and Ebola, which I'm sure we're all fully conversing with because we spoke about it a lot last summer. Look, I just don't believe it. I don't believe it because I'd love it to happen. I've said this before. I don't see a way back for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But if he signed Bruno Fernandes in January, I'll get a T-shirt saying Ole in for 2 years. This is just the signing that I think would solve so many problems for us. 60 million is what Sporting Lisbon want. I don't get it. I just don't get why we haven't got him. His assists and goals last season were great. They're the same again this year. There's talk of us being in for him again. But you know what? United will probably come out today and say they're not in for him because look what's happened from yesterday. Yesterday morning we were talking about Italian reports saying that United had offered 20 million for Ericsson. Yesterday Sky Sports reporting from United sources that United were not in the race to sign Ericsson because he doesn't want to come to United again. Snubbed again, United not in a race again. So look, I would love Bruno Fernandes at United. I think as an attacking midfielder, perfect, absolutely perfect. But I do not see this ship being rescued from the sinking it got last summer when it was on his way to Old Trafford and United for some reason torpedoed it and sent it to the bottom of the ocean outside my hotel in Mallorca. So people are thinking, what's this all about? You needed to be watching last summer. But yeah, I don't see it happening. I nearly said something rude, but I would be very happy if Bruno Fernandes came to United. But no, I don't think I'd even believe it if he was holding his shirt up. I think I'd just smack myself in the face saying, wake up, you're deluded, drink some water. But no, I'd love it to happen, but they are talking about it. Anyway, let's talk about Arkadiusz Milic of Napoli. Now, this is an interesting one because it was probably a player you don't know a hell of a lot about. He's 25. He's a striker for Napoli. This season, he's got 7 goals in 9 Serie A games and 3 in 3 Champions League games. Left-footed striker, plays down the middle. United looking for a striker, and the talk is that United are interested in signing him for 60 million if his contract negotiations with Napoli, which are currently ongoing, break down. However, it is yet another signing that United would be looking to do in the summer. And there begins my cynicism, because everything and any transfer news with United at the moment is about, well, they'd like to get him now, but it's more for the summer. And you know what happens in the summer? They'd like to get him in the summer, but it's more for next summer. It's just always in the future with United. But what would he bring to United if he came? He's medium pace. He's 6'1". He can score goals, left-footed, like I say. He's a creator and a goal scorer as well, to be fair. Quite physical, not super fast, but, you know, okay. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm tempted to say sort of like, if you're thinking of strikers, what's he like? He's more like a bit of a... It's hard to say what he's like, really, because he's not super fast, but he is quite physical. He's a bit of an all-round striker, I suppose, and he's left-footed. So, look, I suppose if United were looking for somebody to come in and sort of be that supplementary striker to give us options, he's not a bad option. But, yeah, well, look, we'll just have to wait and see. I'm sure he'll sign a new contract with Napoli. It's probably... In fact... idiot alert, I've been an idiot. This is probably, you know, put 2 and 2 together, this is quite simple, isn't it? He dreams of coming to United, but he's currently doing contract negotiations with Napoli. But if they fall through, he might go to United. Oh, it's all about United want me to help me with the contract negotiations. So expect him to sign a new contract any time. Gareth Bale, quickly. It would not be a transfer window if we didn't mention Bale to Manchester United. But thank you to his agent. This will be the only time we mention Gareth Bale, so enjoy it. Gareth Bale's 30. He's had a bit of a difficult time at Real Madrid in recent years. You know, he's been linked to United. Some thought, what about a loan move in January? He's actually started playing for Napoli recently. Not Napoli, Real Madrid recently. And his agent has come out and said there is no chance of him moving in January anywhere. And it's very unlikely that he'll move in the summer. Well, to be honest with you, he's 30. He'll be 31 in the summer. United, Bale, no more. Don't want any more conversations about Gareth Bale, and that's it for the January transfer window. Not for United, although it might be, but in relation to Gareth Bale, we never have to mention him again in relation to Manchester United this transfer window. Thank you to his agent for clearing that up. If only more agents were like that. But talking of agents, and this has got nothing to do with agents actually, talking about another player, I want to talk about Van der Beek and Ericsson. Obviously, we were talking about Ericsson yesterday, and it looks like he's snubbing United, so that's off. And United have, in a way, I'm quite happy United have come out and said that we're not signing Ericsson and we're not in for Ericsson, because at least, with how many days left? 22 days in this transfer window, we don't have to talk about Ericsson again. This is good. Trouble is, we're going to run out of players to talk to, isn't it? But in relation to Ericsson, that's not going to happen. I'm quite happy about that. I know some people have said, well, Ericsson, if you're telling me you can't create chances, you're a liar. But I don't like the thought of Ericsson. He didn't want to come here. It's been proven again. It would have been about the money. It would have been another Alexis Sanchez. I never wanted him. I'm glad that there are videos over the last few weeks where I've said I don't want him, because I don't. And I'm glad that we're not getting him. But it is another option gone. In relation to Van der Beek, some Dutch reports. Now, remember, he is Dutch, so this helps. Dutch reports are sort of verifying their interest from Manchester United in Van der Beek, and Van der Beek's potential interest in a transfer as well. However, this is again about the summer. He doesn't want to move in January. He came out and said that himself. And the Dutch press sort of hint at the fact that this is probably something to do with creating a bit of a bidding war for Van der Beek, because the acceptance that he's going to go, the acceptance that United want him, it just stirs up those other clubs that are going to be interested in him to boost the price up. So Ajax are actually quite accommodating of this news of him wanting to go, and United being interested, because you hold off till the summer, you get a bit of a bidding war going. So if that's going to happen, forget Van der Beek. United need to be, and many of you have said this, and you're right. If you look at that Fabinho one, and I don't know why I always mention it, it's not. I did want Fabinho, and it still hurts now. But if you look about it, I think Liverpool were linked to him at 8 o'clock on Sunday night, and by 9 o'clock he'd signed. That's the sort of deals United need to do, because as soon as it gets into negotiations or other clubs are interested, forget about it. We've got no chance. I mean, that Erling Haaland one, we thought we had it in the bag, and he's gone to Dortmund. So, we're in a bloody mess. I mean, I look at Ashley Young. I know I was talking about it last night, but look at Ashley Young. He is basically apparently refusing to play for United and wants to go like now. This is club captain Ashley Young. What a great servant. Always gives his all, but can't be asked to play for the club. There's two sides to that, as I said last night. One of them is that, some people sort of say, well, he can obviously see what a mess the club is. But ultimately, you've been paid a lot of money to play for this club. The badge and the fans mean more than Woodward and the Glazers. So, it's disappointing. But it just shows the level of mess United are in. And, agents and players looking outside in at United will be looking at that and going, wow, Ashley Young's always been a loyal servant to United. He's the captain of the club and he's refusing to play, he wants to go. What a mess they must be in. And you've got Tahith Chong as well. Tahith Chong played at the weekend, didn't he, against Wolves. Advanced talks with Juventus. That's the latest coming out of Italy. So, and let's not forget, with Young, we offered him a new contract. We've tried to get him to sign a new contract. A 34-year-old who's going to be 35 in the summer. Last summer, we gave Juan Mata. He's on 160 grand a week. We gave him another 2-year contract when he's clearly done. He's finished. It's just about keeping players. And we're meant to be talking about the future, and we're begging people to stay who are old, and people like Tahith Chong, who could be a good player for the future, who many people have been talking about being a future star for United for a while, who we bought in very young from Holland. And we're just going to lose him for nothing to Juventus. It's absolutely atrocious what's going on with this football club. It really, really is. I just don't know. I despair. I absolutely despair with what's going on. And we talk about transfers, and there's a couple of players I do need to talk about. But in all seriousness, I'm speaking a lot to a lot of people at the moment, and I know there's all this bloody fan channels are toxic nonsense. People can crack on with that. If you like it, you do. You don't. And if you do, you do. But one thing that should unite everybody is that this is a nightmare. This is a bloody nightmare for United fans. It is a joke. The way we deal with transfers, the wages we pay, how we let contracts run down and we lose people for nothing. It is a joke. It's an absolute joke, but it's a bad joke. And Manchester United are a bad club. They're a bad club at the moment, and it's a bloody mess. And as I said, and I'll keep saying this, there was no appetite for United to sign players this January transfer window other than Erling Haaland. They've had 2 bad injuries to McTominay and Pogba. Haaland's pulled out, and I think the club know they've got to sign somebody because they need a morale boost. They do need a morale boost. They need to be able to say, oh, look at what we've done. But they don't know who to sign. They're thrashing around. And to be honest with you, whoever's holding the shirt up this month for Manchester United as a new signing, and, you know, imagine it was somebody like a Van der Beek or a Bruno Fernandes. I'd be ecstatic. But whoever's holding that shirt up, no word of a lie, I will look at it and go, that is only happening because this club is thrashing around like a fish on a hook. Like, they didn't plan to do this. It's so obvious we weren't planning to sign players this January transfer window. We're just doing it to save face. And that, to me, is more worrying than anything, because we've gone and got a player that we want hypothetically, but you weren't going to do it. The fact that you're not planning like a proper big football club should is very scary, and it means that they're going to keep doing it and keep doing it. You know what, there's a part of me that just thinks, let's get to the bottom of this bin and then we can climb out, because at the moment I still think we're slipping down the side of the bin like a bloody mouldy, horrible banana. People think, oh, you know, we've hit the bottom, we're on the way up. I think we're still sliding down the edge. I'd rather hit the bottom of the bin ASAP so that we can start to climb out, because I don't think we've hit the bottom of the bin yet. And actually, if they weren't planning to sign players in January, I'm getting to that point now where I think let's just go with the shit plan that you've got and see where we end up. Because if it's going to mean, you know, fans uniting and demanding change or anything like that, let's get to that stage. I'm fed up with the little jumps and then we drop again, little jump and drop again. And I think we might see a sort of token signing this month to go, oh, look at what we've done, when it wasn't planned and it doesn't actually help us. But it is worrying. It is worrying. I mean, there was a story yesterday, actually, I must just bring it in. I don't want to sort of get your thoughts on this, that De Ligt's not doing very well at Juventus, and there was talk that Ajax might take him back on loan. United obviously are a little bit light at centre-back at the moment. I don't really know how we are. I know Maguire's injured, and he's injured because we just couldn't stop playing him and Lindelof. But we've still got Jones, we've still got Twansebi, we've still got Rojo, we've still got Eric Bailly. That's, you know, we have got a lot of centre-backs that just never bloody fit. So I was thinking, well, if De Ligt was going to go on loan to Ajax, could United try it? But it's fanciful. It's fantasy talk, isn't it? It's not going to happen. We clearly haven't got the most obvious solution, which is Chris Smalling, recall loan from Roma. We obviously haven't inserted that into his loan deal, because if you want, I mean, to be honest with you, even if Chris Smalling wasn't a United player, you'd look at him at Roma and go, he could do a job. Well, he could do a job. We could do with Chris Smalling right now at United. He'd come in and probably be our best centre-back in the absence of Harry Maguire, but he clearly doesn't have that return clause in him. So, look, I think what we need is Twansebi or Bailly or Rojo back fit ASAP to give us some squad depth, because there's talk that Harry Maguire might be out for a month. But I've got a funny feeling he might play tomorrow, to be honest. But we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, please do smash a like on the video. Give us your thoughts on everything below. Do you fancy Milic as a United striker? Do you see any opportunity for us to reignite the Fernandes deal? And what I really want you to do, actually, because it's Friday, get in the comments below. Tell us who you think we're going to sign, because I do think we'll sign somebody. I think the club has to sign somebody. I don't think they want to. I think they have to, as a token to say to appease fans and the media, because the media are starting to drive it a bit as well now. So who do you think we will sign? Bottom comment. For me, I've got to be honest, I haven't really got a bloody clue. But if you want me to guess, I'm going to say Babukari Samari from Lille. I think we'll sign him, and he won't be ready. He won't be ready because he's too young. So, you know, we need experience. But anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Smash a like on video, and we'll be back later. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer press conference reaction. We'll do that around lunchtime, and of course 8 o'clock tonight. And if there is any transfer news, we'll go live. Thanks for watching. Speak to you all soon.